Good afternoon all and welcome to today's webinar exploring Eagle Point's new peak experience. I'm Alan Stone, Business Area Director in the UK for Symmetry, and I'm delighted to be joined by Amanda Wackendorf, Director of Product Manager at Eagle Point, and Katie Jones, Customer Success Manager at Eagle Point. A quick look at today's agenda. Amanda will be giving us an overview of the peak experience, followed by some of the new features and content in Pinnacle Series, and then Katie will be doing a live demonstration of the product. I'll be back after to host the Q&A. If you do have any questions throughout, please use the questions functionality in the webinar platform and we'll cover those at the end. So I'll hand over to Amanda and Katie to go through the peak experience.
Perfect. Thank you so much for joining us today, and thank you for that, Alan. We're very excited to share with you today the latest release on Pinnacle Series titled The Peak Experience. This is our latest version of Pinnacle Series, so this is really our opportunity to share with you what is now live and available for for Pinnacle Series users. So as we get started, we wanted to first lay the foundation as to what is the peak experience, why we built this, and why it's important, why we're excited about it. As we think about the peak experience, it's really not replacing Pinnacle. So Pinnacle currently is our main application, and the peak experience is the latest version. One of the biggest pieces of the peak experience is really creating a more engaging, more exciting platform that is more now leveraged within the browser. So we're migrating installed application features like content management and assignments into the browser to create a much more streamlined experience. With this process as well, we've overhauled the backend to improve the accessibility and speed of which the platform responds to users. So with this latest release, we've completely overhauled from end to end the user experience for end users. What this means is there's a whole new homepage now with quicker access to libraries and content and assignments, and a centralized left-hand menu where users can migrate between feature sets really seamlessly, knowing where to access the individual areas that they're seeking to engage with, whether that's their assignments or libraries or their bookmarks. We've also improved the user experience by adding a much more graphical approach, really streamlining the way that users can access content by providing them thumbnails, not only for libraries and assignments, but also for their content within searching or when they're navigating through libraries. And we added in additional features in this searching to improve how users engage with the content when they run a search. In addition, we've migrated a number of features from the installed application into the browser. So if you are a manager or admin within Pinnacle Series, I'm really excited about the updated experience you'll see now when managing content and publishing that for your users. Also, in assigning assessments and assigning learning is now located in the browser, centralizing the listing of all of your enrollments. And we've also now added in additional permissions. You can scale these permissions out, allowing your teams to engage with additional subject matter experts for content creation, as well as additional managers to assign content just to their teams, really limiting the accessibility of the data just to those who need to see it. So as we move forward, the last piece we really wanted to share with you today is the latest feature set that's been added both into Pinnacle Peak Experience, but also into Classic, is AI. So we're really excited to add in that feature as well. So rather than spend any more time talking about this from a PowerPoint perspective, we really want to spend time in the platform, and I'm going to have Katie walk you through all of the latest features of Pinnacle Series. And once again, just want to echo, please chat out questions as we move through. We're excited to hear your feedback in responses to these new features. Thank you, Katie.
Thanks, Amanda. All right, so I'm excited to share the new interface for the Peak Experience. one of the things that we wanted to get back to was why Pinnacle Series exists in the first place. So it starts as that e-learning solution for organizations. But remember, Pinnacle Series goes above and beyond an e-learning solution, because today training is not just that one-time occurrence during the onboarding phase. It's meant to take what you learned during those trainings and apply it to project work. So we wanted to take back that functionality and present it to end users to help them stay even more efficient while they're in project work. So right on the home screen here, as Amanda mentioned, we're pulling out those assignments, those trainings presented first and foremost for individuals looking to upskill. These could have been self-enrolled, or a manager could have assigned them to an individual. But right away, I can see here a very modern carousel. I can browse to the assignments that I'm currently enrolled into. Or when I'm not necessarily in that training mode, maybe I'm in that productivity mode. I'm presented with libraries, an extensive list of content that I have visibility into to help me while I'm in projects, getting that just-in-time answer that I need. I'm going to unpack both of these in just a moment here. But as Amanda mentioned, we pulled everything over to the left-hand side. This is going to allow a couple things. One, think of the applications out there in the world, the Netflixes, the Hulus, all those applications that so many of us are used to navigating today. No one's teaching us those applications. They're intuitive enough, they're modern enough so that when individuals are getting into those other areas, they just know what to do. So we wanted to provide an interface that allows users to not only quickly find what's been assigned to them, but quickly and easily continue to navigate to search for additional materials. Pulling everything over to the left-hand side also allows for the expanded functionality within Pinnacle Series. So as the evolution of the platform continues, the additional features and functions will be displayed on the left-hand side for easy navigation. As Amanda mentioned, a new AI chat that we have is available here in addition to the classic search. I will be unpacking those a little bit later in our presentation. Jumping into the assignments area, first and foremost, I am presented with the list of courses that I'm currently assigned to. I can easily see what I have past due. I can see the name of the courses, the content type, whether or not it's a course or a Knowledge Smart assessment, pulling together those two platforms even further. I can go ahead and change my filters here, easily pulling up what I need to focus on. So maybe I want to go ahead and get started on things that I haven't started yet, or maybe in progress, or pick up where I left off on current completions here. I also have the option to display this in this nice list view here. Otherwise, we're letting users present their courses with more of the visual or the image-based materials as well. Really letting the individual customize their experience for what works well for them, making sure that they're getting in there, they're finding the resources, what works well to keep them empowered, efficient, and productive moving forward. Again, pulling in those past due flags, so I can easily, quickly highlight what I need to be focusing on if I'm past due. I can go ahead and jump into any one of these courses. The topics and documents and videos, exercises are still going to be displayed for me on the left-hand side. All of the standard video functionalities that are in the Pinnacle Classic version are still available today, but modernizing the interface for that end user. On the right-hand side, I'm now presented with specific details, so I know exactly the difficulty level of what I'm focusing on, about how much time it's going to take me to get through these courses and these topics, when the last time it was modified or updated, and additional information here. I can easily jump into the transcript area for those individuals where they are non-English speaking. They can change their default language setting, and that transcript will still remain to be displayed for them. Maybe I haven't quite found what I'm looking for in this specific area, or as I'm progressing through my training, I can actually see also what's related to that specific topic. So while I'm in training, I'm also presented with some suggestions on follow-up training or follow-up resources for me to further expand my training and knowledge in those areas. Perhaps I want to take a look at what I've currently been enrolled into, but now I want to take a look at my enrollment history. We've modernized how individuals can access their transcripts, print off certificates of completion, re-enroll into courses, share their results with their administrators, etc. So again, leveraging the filter options here, I can quickly and easily find different things that I'm looking for. Maybe I'm looking for a course that's been completed. I can go ahead and view enrollment details and look at the quiz results, re-enroll, share it to my personal favorites, or again, view and print off that certificate of completion for continuing education. And really just wholeheartedly modernizing that experience for the user. Next, I'd like to jump into this concept of libraries. So I mentioned that one part of Pinnacle is that learning mode. That's why I'm presented my assignments. But perhaps I'm in project work and I'm not necessarily in learning mode. I can use libraries to take what I learned during training and apply it to my project work. Libraries are going to present two ways to get information. One, you can see here that we have lots of content across multiple topics, including lots of Autodesk, but also titles that go above and beyond Autodesk, such as Bluebeam, Enscape, Global BIM standards, health and safety, Microsoft training, etc. So a whole list of libraries that's available to you here, giving you even more control over visibility into these libraries with the Peak experience. So administrators of the platform would be easily able to control this by group or at the individual level, streamlining what the user sees, making sure that they're finding the content within the libraries that it's most relevant to them. In addition to that, libraries offer an opportunity to organize content for a specific need, whether that's getting started for an onboarding individual, related to a particular topic that you want to focus on, or maybe related to a specific group of individuals that need to centralize that content and materials related to that topic or that project. Maybe I don't exactly know everything that's available, so I'm going to run a quick search here in Revit, leveraging the vast amount of content we have in Pinnacle Series. I can use topics and subtopics to pare back quickly what I'm looking for, or run a quick search here on Revit, and I can see here that I have a new library, there's new content available within the ID8. Maybe I happen to be using Revit 2024, 2025. I could easily jump into one of those libraries and get a little bit more information for what I'm looking for, again, while I'm in kind of that production mode, if you will. Within Revit 2024, there's over 1,100 content items. This is a combination of workflows, documents, videos, everything that you're used to seeing in the classic version of Pinnacle Series today. So what we've done is we've incorporated additional filtering options to help you find what you're looking for even faster. Again, I can further back my search by certain topics and subtopics. I can search on specific content types. So maybe I'm actually looking for a short how-to video. And my personal favorite is now we're pulling in the ability to search on the difficulty level. So many people may have a different range of knowledge. So I may be brand new, I may feel I'm a little bit intermediate with this particular software, or I'm an advanced user. As a beginner, I can easily pull back everything related to beginner level for videos. I can jump into one of these videos here and know exactly that this isn't going to be too far advanced for my knowledge and my skill set, and might be exactly what I need to get my answer and get back to my project. Again, there's the related content that's going to easily provide you with additional resources related to the video or resource you clicked in. Libraries are also a great opportunity for individuals to share content among teams. So just sticking with my Revit example here, I'm going to jump back into Revit 2024. Perhaps I found a certain resource, a workflow, a document, a video that was really powerful, really helpful. I want to go ahead and share that with additional team members. So I found this structural project workflow here and get all the data that's a beginner level, I'm presented with some nice experts that I can go to if I need additional help on this. This is pointing me to exactly where I need to be and who I need to be asking for help. But I can easily share that link with my peers, making sure that everyone is always in the know of the best resources and most helpful resources. I also have the ability to save this to my personal bookmarks for even faster navigation in the future. So over here in that left-hand side menu, once that is saved to my personal favorites, I don't have to go searching for it in a library or leverage the search engine. I can easily jump right back into that resource and get my answers even faster. Now, we all know what a search engine does. Similar to the search engine in the classic experience today, I'm going to run a quick search on floor. Maybe I'm, working on designing floors. Over on the right-hand side, there's that difficulty level again. So first and foremost, I am presented with that difficulty rating, letting me identify exactly the resources I need related to my knowledge. I'm also presented with different topics and subtopics here, different version years. So again, there's those filter options to go ahead and pull back exactly what I'm looking for. So this time, maybe I'm looking for specific Revit 2024 content. I can easily pare that back and only focus on the resources related to that material. Now, maybe I require some additional assistance beyond a quick search. That's where the AI chat is going to be truly instrumental. So the chatbot's actually going to offer step-by-step guidance for more complex queries. Let's say, bear with my examples here. But again, more than just that simple, I'm designing floors, I am looking for help on designing stairs, or I need some information about a roundabout or how to design a roundabout. This is going to provide, again, more of that comprehensive answer. So it's combining essentially workflows with that supplemental training material. So here are the steps to locate new Dynamo nodes for Civil 3D 2024, giving me that comprehensive step-by-step process. And then at the bottom, the resources that were pulled to support that step-by-step answer are presented at the bottom here. So I also get a nice visual representation of that task or those tasks and steps to help really enhance my understanding of the answer that I'm looking for or the problem that I'm stuck on and trying to find a solution. So really excited to share that new feature with the Peak experience today. Now again, the whole user interface for the Peak experience is to allow users to get back to the fundamentals of the Pinnacle Series platform. When I'm in learning mode, I'm quickly and easily presented the trainings that's been assigned to me or that I self-enrolled into to help upskill and further my own personal development. I'm also presented the content first and foremost that's relevant to me, that I have visibility to see, making sure that I'm only focusing on the topics and subtopics that are most relevant to me and my role. So now that we've taken a look from the end user experience, I want to shift gears and spend a little bit of time talking about kind of the administration side, because we have some really great features that are going to enhance those individuals who are on that admin portion of the Pinnacle Series. So I do have the admin portal here. I am presented again with additional functionality over here on that left-hand side menu. One of the things that's new with the Peak experience is we've migrated the content management area into the Peak experience along with the assignment area as well. So the assignment of both learning paths, courses, and assessments is now available through the browser with a Peak experience version. Here I can see everything that is currently assigned. I can go ahead and use different filter options. Maybe I want to see who has not started their training yet. Apply those filters, and I can see a list of individuals who have yet to start that training. I can filter by specific content types, whether it's courses or assessments, again, bridging that gap between those two platforms and pulling them together more. I can easily assign new training material in this new modern interface. Specifically searching for content, I want to assign some Revit. I can easily browse through this. Again, I can easily search for that difficulty rating as well. I want to go ahead and assign Getting Started here. So Getting Started in Revit for electrical modeling. The total duration for this is 39 minutes long. Let's go ahead and assign this to some users. I'm quickly and easily presented that 3 individuals have been selected. No one is currently enrolled in this course and no one has previously completed it. Additional options at the bottom, all on one page for you. If somebody has previously completed it, you can exclude them, set your due date, or send an optional email for it, which allows you to modify that email directly in the browser. So if you want to go ahead and send a custom message along with that assignment, it's easier than ever to do in the Peak Experience version. Go ahead and assign those trainings, and then you're off and running with the courses. We also are pulling in the ability to assign training automatically. Perhaps you have an onboarding group. Everyone needs to go through the basic fundamentals of something, or welcome to the team, or an overview of the Pinnacle Series platform. It's easier than ever to set up those auto assignments for those particular instances. Shifting into the content management area, modernizing this for your content managers. I am presented either a list view of resources. Otherwise, again, as a user, maybe I'm presented more of an image-based. Wanting to make it more modernized for the individual who is working on these and making sure that they have the best experience when they're working on building custom content. At the top, I can easily see my recent resources. If you've ever worked in content management before and you placed a document or a video in a folder and you lost it or you can't remember what you titled it, the Peak Experience is going to call that out for you so you can quickly and easily jump right back into that resource and pick up where you left off. I am still presented a simple folder structure, but I do have the ability to move content around, bringing together resources related to projects or a certain team, or maybe I want to go ahead and bring in a video or a document in its own particular resource. It doesn't really pertain to anything else. It just exists out there in the content management for users to consume. I have the ability to do that. We can bring in outside videos from YouTube or Vimeo. So if you have those external resources that are just really, really well done and you don't want to recreate the wheel, but you want your individuals to reference that, you can take that URL from YouTube or Vimeo, plug it in, upload it into the platform, and it becomes completely searchable and accessible and trackable to those users. You can pull those into learning paths and making sure that individuals are getting access to those resources as well. You also have the ability to add your own difficulty rating, making sure that, again, your users are presented with that to help make sure that the content that they're viewing is applicable to their particular knowledge. All right. It's very easy to move content around. It's easy to share content, bulk edit things, move things around, making sure that it's organized in an intuitive way for multiple content managers. We've also gone in and modified the permissions, pulling in additional things such as content managers, content admins, as well as content publishers. So if I jump into my administrator group here, when it comes to assigning training, I have the ability to assign training, but I might not have the ability to track that training. That's what an assignment administrator is going to have the ability to do. With content management, again, as I mentioned and Amanda mentioned at the beginning, pulling in additional hierarchy of permissions, making sure that you can pull in additional resources to help with that particular project. Content authors can help you upload the content, but they can't publish it, for example. Content publishers are there to help vet the content, make sure that it's ready to be published and publish it to the individuals that need visibility. And then you have your content administrators, which are going to be able to pull in all of those additional resources and more. So with the Peak experience, not only does it modernize the interface for the individual end user, streamlining the content, streamlining the access to make sure they're finding what they're looking for as quickly and efficiently as possible, but it's also modernizing how your Pinnacle administrators, your content managers, and your managers monitor the solution as well. Streamlining how content gets added, streamlining how content gets assigned and published, and then also the tracking of those individuals as well. Right. Did we have any questions come through the chat?
The first question I've got is, does our classic tenant automatically switch over to the Peak experience, or do we need to initiate that with yourselves?
Yeah, Amanda, do you want to take that one?
Sure, happy to. So the Peak experience is something we are giving you and your organization the control of when you switch over into it. So under your admin portal in the settings area, you'll now see a couple of new controls. The first one being really for the Peak experience configuration. This will allow you to control how you publish content, to build the libraries, and really make sure that the content and your groups and your permissions are all set up before you migrate your end users into the application. And then when you're ready, you'll simply turn on the Peak experience for end users. Once you do that, users will automatically be routed into the Peak experience. They won't have to update their login process or homepage at all. It'll automatically switch over for them. While we're here, I just simply want to highlight as well that the AI chat is a functionality that you'll also manually turn on. We wanted to give organizations the control over whether or not their users are leveraging this feature. So simply turn that toggle on and hit save. There is an additional terms and conditions there if your legal team need to review them. From a data privacy perspective, we are not capturing any data from your organization related to the AI chat functionality, and we are not teaching the tool. So just to be aware, it is a secure AI chat functionality backed by Microsoft OpenAI. If you have any questions on that, though, just reach out to our support team. So you have full control over when these features are surfaced for your users.
And we've got a question on the AI chat as well, Amanda. Does that work on the custom content as well?
Great question. So the AI chat functionality in Peak will search across any of the libraries that are shared to that individual end user. So absolutely, it's going to crawl through custom content and look for an answer in any of the text or transcript data related to the content that's shared with that user. So as Katie showed you, you can create libraries combining both custom and subscription content. With this functionality, you can rest assured that your users are getting an answer related to the content you've shared with them. And yes, it'll absolutely look through your custom content. To be fully transparent, the AI chat is available in classic version of Pinnacle Series as well. That does only search through subscription content just to maintain transparency there. So if you turn it on before your users are in Peak, it's just going to crawl across subscription content. Once you're in Pinnacle, or if you turn it on while you're in Classic, it's only going to crawl across subscription content. Once you're in Peak, it'll crawl across subscription or custom content, depending on what's shared to the user.
Okay. And just on the custom content, can other users externally search our content, or is it secure just to our environment?
Yeah, great question. So every Pinnacle Series client has their own fully secure tenant within the Microsoft Azure Cloud Services. So your data is completely secure only to your organization, and even Eagle Point does not have any rights or permissions to the custom content that you create. We just simply display it back to you. So it's a fully secure environment that you have unlimited cloud storage to leverage.
And we've got one here on translation. available in Peak Experience. I think you touched on that earlier, Katie, didn't you?
Yes, I did, but let me show everyone how you change that here. In the upper right-hand corner, I can access my profile. And there you're going to be presented the option to switch your language setting. So we do offer over 90 languages, and all the text space across the transcripts, the closed captioning within videos, titles, documents, all that will be translated into that native language.
We've got a question on enrollments. Can we just automatically set the enrollments of training to new employees? So when we add new employees to the system, it automatically enrolls them to the courses?
Absolutely. So again, within that administration area, auto assignments is exactly a great opportunity to set that up so that as new people are coming on board, they're automatically tied into the appropriate training courses and they're off and running.
So I think that's all the questions for today. So thank you, Amanda and Casey, for joining us and going through the Peak Experience. Again, if you do have any questions or you'd like to speak to one of our consultants, here's a QR code. Please scan that to get in touch. And again, thank you for joining today.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.